Hello there, Pisces. Welcome to your July forecast. Really great to see everyone again. And as we get started this month, I like to remind you, as I do every month, that you can use this for your sun, your rising, and your moon sign. With that being said, why don't we get straight into the channeled information, since I know you're probably anxious to hear it. As I was meditating on your sign this month, I got a sense of liberation, of freedom, of expansiveness. So I wrote down the word free, but it really encompasses all three of those things I just talked about. And really what I see with this is a chance for you to break away from anything that no longer suits you. So this is stepping away. This is declaring independence, which is appropriate for the timing of this reading. So as we look at the cards, I'll highlight what those opportunities are, and also as I expand the forecast as well. So let's get straight to the center part of the reading, which is all about looking at the energy for the month. And I'm just as curious as you to see what's coming through. So that freedom makes sense here. In your recent past, we have the Devil card, showing that there's something holding you back from achieving, because your top card is very positive with the Three of Wands, that crowning card, and also the Seven of Pentacles, showing that there's significant improvement coming with your finances and your work situation. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the catalyst, and then I will bring into focus everything that's in front of you here. And the catalyst card, just to remind you, is basically not only a connection to how everything here is going to work, but also what kicks it off, what starts it off. So we have Omen. So when I'm looking at this, I really get a sense that this is a month where you've probably already gotten some indications of what was going to happen. You may or may not have listened to those indications, and that's where this card is coming back to remind you. Listen to yourself. Watch what's happening. Have you ever been in a situation where you meet someone and you think to yourself, this person's going to be trouble, or you also think, I don't know why, but we're going to get married, or we're going to be best friends? Listen to those. Those are signs. That's intuition. There's also signs along the way. Sometimes you're walking and you see a crow and you know that there's going to be a crazy day, because that's your sort of signal for trouble. So whatever it is, pay attention to these things. They're not accidental. They're actually signs from beyond, and the more in tune you are to that, the easier it gets, because you won't find yourself in difficult situations as often. Your center card this month is the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords in this deck, it's interesting, they put some helper words with it, is about perception. And it's also a card where it's kind of like a portal, a gateway to something else. So Swords always about communication. Also, it can indicate like how you're working past your thoughts. So what this is about is taking something that could be a little bit tricky or uncomfortable in your life and shifting around your perspective. I really like that interpretation. Emotions are running a little bit high towards the beginning of the month. We have the Five of Cups, and this one is about progression, moving past something, letting go of whatever your perceived sort of loss or failure was, and allowing the energy instead to move towards the productive. That's what the Three of Staves is all about. I like that honesty is underneath this, because a lot of times we may not be honest with ourselves about what we want, what's possible. Sometimes we're living too much in a fantasy world, and this is saying, hey, if you're realistic about your goals, they can happen. Sometimes we set the bar too high, sometimes we don't even set the bar. This is saying be realistic and be persistent, and that's going to equate to success, particularly for this month. There are months to dream. This month is a month of doing and progressing and embracing what's possible. Okay, so let's now face the Devil card. I actually like that there's a maze in this one. I like non-traditional Devil cards because it's never about the devil. And you actually don't really have a devil figure here. You see a claw coming out, but that's it. So what is this about? Confusion is your devil this month. Don't get wrapped in someone else's web of confusion. You see someone here tempting or confusing or somehow like twisting things. So particularly when it comes to speech or gossip, I want you to divorce yourself from that. And if somebody else picks up the phone and starts to say, can you believe this? I talked to such and such and they did this, this, and this. What do you think? Isn't that awful? You could just say, well, you know, it sounds like you're really stressed out. I don't really have enough information to kind of let you know what I think about that just yet, but I'm so sorry you're stressed out. They're not going to get what they want from you, and they're going to shift focus. So you'll occasionally meet people that want to pull you in, and they'll say, isn't that right? Don't you think so? And you can actually say, I don't know. It seems like you believe it, but I don't know. And they won't want to deal with that because it's not feeding their energy. So that's one trick that you can use for people that really want that quick validation, but in a very negative way. So just, you could also change the topic and say, well, I know that this is bothering you, but I actually wanted to talk to you about something else. Confuse them right back. So there are a couple tools if you have that kind of a devil in your life where it's sort of like clouds of confusion. Confuse them right back, or don't give into it. Just say, I don't really know what you're talking about. It doesn't resonate with me. Sorry, I wish I could help you, or I wish I could confirm it, but no, I don't think so. They won't know how to react with that, and they won't want to put the energy into it. When I'm looking at your past, we have the Three of Swords here. So I feel like this person is directly connected to that. So if it's a loved one, if it's a former partner, or if it's someone in your life that just creates confusion around you, time to move on this month. And what I would rather you put your energy into is the Eight of Pentacles card in reverse here. This is about learning something new, putting energy into your craft, deciding that you want to expand your mind, reading more, getting out and talking to people of different walks of life. Instead of saying, isn't that right? It's about listening and saying, what do you think? That's the complete opposite of trying to kind of wrap someone into a web. So I really think that's where you want to do that, and I see travel as being a very good thing this month. The Three of Wands is always about travel, or there's a subtext of that, things coming to you, or you being able to reach out and do that. So good month for traveling if that's in the cards for you or in the money for you. Speaking of which, we have a card of recovery here when it comes to money. So it may be you need to take a look at your budget and see if it fits for you. But usually the Seven of Pentacles is about slow growth, slow recovery, slowly getting where you want to when it comes to long-term savings. So maybe keep it local. A short trip is fine, but you don't want to overreach because you're just getting into a place where you either understand what your limits are, or you're starting to recover from maybe pushing yourself too far in one direction. When I look at your environment card this month, we have the King of Chalices in reverse. And the reversal of this is showing that there's going to be some negativity or some frustration when it comes to the relationships. And I think that really has to do with getting yourself further away from this character or this person in your life that's coming through as the devil. What's important this month, your opportunity, is actually to step up and to be seen. I love that we have the Excalibur as the symbol for the Ace of Swords, because what it shows me is it's a moment in the spotlight. And we even see that this is actually in a spotlight. And I feel that that person in your life, or that thing in your life that's holding you back, is not letting you get in the spotlight. So if you're in a job that doesn't recognize you, find an opportunity where you can shine. If you have someone in your life that doesn't let you speak or let you do what you want, find someone who supports you. And if you just want to take a risk on yourself, do it, because this is showing me that it's worth it, as long as it's something that you feel passionate about. And we have the World card as your outcome, which I love. It's a phoenix as well, and this phoenix is about rising above whatever sort of destructive forces you've experienced, whatever sort of heartache you've experienced, whatever sort of financial situations you've overcome. You're going to be in a much better situation. Your crowning card, after all, was the Three of Wands, which is a very, very positive card. Overall, it's good. Again, a focus on improving money, expanding your mind, speaking up, and standing out of the crowd a little bit. Don't let people hold you back. That's one of the main things that I'm getting on this. So now let's take a look at your expanded forecast. And I'll leave this down for a moment because I know everyone likes to look at the positioning here. We'll start with your health card. And health includes mind, body, and spirit, as I like to always remind folks. Let me shuffle it a little bit better. There we go. And so for your health card this month, the message is to focus on your heart chakra and your heart health. So whenever I get a heart message, it's, again, paying special attention to cardiovascular health, following your heart. That will also kind of help you clear out your mind. So it's about passion, it's about being passionate about what you're working on. It's also about paying attention to blood pressure, blood cholesterol, and basically taking care of heart health. Let's take a look at opportunities when it comes to your career. So we'll look at your wealth card here, and I'll be using Ganesha deck here for that. And your wealth card is about surrendering. So the interesting thing here is, I think it's about surrendering to, for some of you, the inevitability that a certain situation may not work out. And sometimes that's the hardest thing, is to think, I've worked so hard, I'm still not getting where I want to do. What do I do? This card is sometimes saying, well, maybe it's time to move on to something else. So surrender to the truth. Don't necessarily surrender to the situation. It's surrendering to the truth of the situation. All right, let's take a look now at your love card for this month. Your love card this month is Sacred Self, another card that's come up quite a bit. It's about loving yourself, not putting other people first all the time. And I think that's really important for you because of this card, because that's been in there. And it's a month when there's not a lot of other relationship cards that came through, except a King of Cups. It's reversed though, so the timing may be off a little bit. And I feel like you're in a place where you need to feel stronger first, and probably need to get beyond whatever the temptation in your life could be. Because the devil can also indicate some sort of a habit that you want to release, some sort of a thought pattern that you need to release, or a health issue that is not yet resolved. So be stronger, take care of yourself, and find a way to sort of be a little bit more even with your own emotional state before entering into a new relationship. That makes sense, Sacred Self. All right, now let's take a look at your Destiny card, which is showing your overall trajectory, and it's kind of a chance for you to decide, am I happy with where I'm moving? Is this the right direction? And we have the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups is basically encouraging you to take a look at your life and ask yourself, again, am I okay? Am I compromising? Because a lot of times this is a compromise card and you miss an opportunity that's on the horizon. So I want you to open up to a higher purpose. We see her sort of gazing at the star, if you will. What is your North Star? What is pulling you to create, to get up every morning, to talk to people? That's really what you want to align more to, is your cosmic, your higher self. And don't get pulled into the expectations of everyone else. Let's go ahead and summarize everything and hopefully bring everything into focus for you. Your channeled information this month was to free yourself of addictions, of negative people in your life, of the confusion that these negative people can bring. You don't have to basically subscribe to their point of view. We talked about several ways of kind of like putting it right back in using their own methodology of saying, well, I don't know, I don't relate to that, and you can kind of cut things off. Moving away from disappointment and realizing that your center card said it was all about perception. And you know, this person's almost creating a gateway. This month is a gateway for you to move from feeling like you're stuck, feeling like things aren't working, and actually moving towards productivity and accomplishing your goals. Spending more time and effort in your own pursuits than others. Getting that money situation under control, because you've made great progress on that. So try not to spend too much. If you travel, keep it local, keep it light. Taking extra time and care to make sure that your own emotions are taken care of. When we looked at Sacred Self, that's going to include any sort of self-care that's necessary, whether it's seeing a counselor or, you know, doing something like a spa day, as simple as that as well. This is your month to shine. This is your month to begin to step into your power. Don't let this person or this fear hold you back. The final card is really showing that some of you might be ready to move to another country, try a completely different job, try something that's way outside of the norm. Embrace it. Sometimes the more outlandish, the better. A reminder that you're going to get a lot of symbols, a lot of help along the way. Pay attention this time when they pop up. You'll know your own symbols and your own omens better than anyone else. We talked about taking care of your heart this month. Also meditating on the heart will be very good. And I think that's important before you even get in a relationship, is really to do chakra balancing on the heart. And if you go to a gym, some of that can involve just sort of working on the machines that lengthen and strengthen the chest area. When we're looking at your career, your money, surrendering to if nothing's happening, surrendering to that truth and allowing yourself then to really go after what you want. When we looked at love, it's about yourself this month, really, about feeling that it says, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance the sacred rhythm of life. This isn't about connecting with others. It's about celebrating what you want, what you love, who you are. And by doing that, you actually attract the people that you're trying to pull into your life. Not even with, you're not even trying to do it, but you're attracting a higher frequency. And then the final card is just a reminder to not compromise as much as you have been. And to look around you, because there's some great opportunities right around you if you're willing to kind of go after those crazy dreams that you really want to do. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. If you ever have more of a need for a specific reading, you can reach out to me. I do offer those. And this month I'm going to try something unique and different for me anyway. I'll do some weekly readings to see if A, I can do it with the time constraints that I have, and B, if it also resonates with you guys. So keep an eye on the channel. If you haven't subscribed, it's a good month to do that. And there's 2 ways to do so. You can click the subscribe button and the bell button to get email indications, or you can also sign up for my newsletter, whatever is more convenient for you. I'm also on YouTube. Besides YouTube, I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and that's a great way to know when I release new videos. If you'd like to support the channel, there's also a link within the description, and you can do that. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you for being here from month to month. You make it fun and easy to do these videos, and I really appreciate everything that you give right back to me. So wishing you a lot of love, a lot of abundance, and that ability to, just like the phoenix, rise above whatever challenges you face. Take care of yourselves. See you in a month's time. Bye-bye.